That I'm getting a lot of mileage of a $108 phone. This is what I paid for this Motorola. Okay, I did a video a couple of days ago. I called it Trump Update. And I have a lady who lives, I believe, in Tennessee, follows me. And every time I say anything like that, she goes, the end is near, total collapse, move out here to the middle of nowhere, or you're going to die. Essentially what her pitch is. And I don't know, I haven't heard her give a real long pitch about it, but I'd assume that she's one of these Georgia Guidestone people who say they want to reduce the population of the earth down to a manageable size. Now, I don't think that she is not unfounded, as they would say. I think there's some foundation for that belief. I don't think that that's crazy. I think there's a lot of reasons to think that. If you look at the last 100 years, where 25 million Russians died and 15 million Germans died in a war, 40 million good white people, if you don't mind me saying that, 40 million good white people died. And then in the aftermath, the Russians went into Germany and raped millions of women. The British bombed the Germans, destroying one of the most beautiful cities in the world, Dresden, killing 500,000 people. And then in the last 15 years, we've seen one useless war after another, one country after another. Syria was destroyed, Libya's destroyed, and on and on and on and on. Venezuela was not destroyed by military means, but it was destroyed. Some people say that's communism. I don't think so. I don't think that's the problem. These financial people are doing this. Now, obviously, it's very simple. If you don't think that there's not a financial elite out there wanting us all to work for slave wages and be happy with our cheap little phones. They have a phone here that I paid $108 for, which is one of the cheap little phones. I have a mini Droid. Now, I had a $600 HTC phone before this, and it spilled a little water on it, and it was totally shot. I still use it, but it won't take an SIM card. Something has to be done to it, and I haven't fixed it. And I had a $700 blue Apple phone. I forgot what you call that. Somebody said it was a gay phone. It was a girl's phone. So anyway, but that one I dropped in the parking lot when I was selling cars out in Merced, California. So I said, no more. I'm going to get a phone that I can destroy. That is not going to take won't be a financial disaster. I bought another phone since then, an Acer phone I paid $74 for, which I haven't quite been comfortable with the software in it. It's kind of irritating. I think it's got some kind of software on it that's kind of weird. In any case, what about this? So she's not unfounded. But my problem is, I don't think that the ruling class is a unified group. I think they're unified about a lot of things. I think they want to stay in power, and they like what they have, but I don't think they're unified in their philosophies. And I think they're definitely concerned about nationalism, but I think that there is some give in that. And I don't see why, after just a short 75 years ago, or was it 70 now? It was 70, the World War II ended 72 years ago. And that was a cleansing of the earth. I mean, it was terrible. And we've had the addition of nuclear weapons and chemical weapons that some people say are worse. that can destroy the earth. We have some new equations. And I don't think, for instance, I don't see these people using nukes on Russia and China. And I know my Paul Craig Roberts explains it and discusses it, and he says it's a very that they want to do it. I think these people are willing to risk it and risk it and risk it to intimidate Russia and China and the rest of these countries to go along. They may do it. We may have a one world financial system. It may be worth it. They may give in. I don't know. I think that's much more possible than a nuclear war. But in any case, I don't see why they would go why constantly Amazon is saying, Amazon just gave me a deal where I get free, some good movies. I watched the Batman movie. I got weird taste. I watched these Batman movies with my kids in the 90s with this Batman character. And to this day, I'm 25 years older, and it's a 13-year-old's cartoon, and I watched it. I enjoyed it because it reminded me of my sons that I've become estranged from or moved on or busy. I can't talk to them. It reminded me of them. It was a nice feeling. I got that from Amazon Prime. When I want to get something, I order it. I don't have to pay for shipping. I live in Clarksburg, West Virginia, so I don't always like my shopping options, so I can just get it from Amazon. It shows up. It's exciting to get something. Okay, so I get pretty much a Netflix Lite from Amazon. It's not as good as Netflix, but it has some of the same options. It has a lot of stuff on it. It has the music, which Netflix doesn't have, a lot of music. So in a way, it's better. In a way, I prefer it to Netflix, and I get that for $10 a month plus free shipping. Why on earth? Additionally, Windows I could get a Windows license for my little Raspberry Pi for nothing. They're giving it to me. Where it used to be just a complete crisis every time you'd want to buy them. And people would say, I can't afford this, can't afford this. They're giving them away. They're giving them away. They're trying very hard to keep us happy. I remember when Sanders, I just saw Sanders grilling the guy who come up with, and Sanders was saying they've taken all these programs away. And the guy said, no, they're not. So, I mean, at least the Republicans, whether they're trying to secretly starve poor people to death, they're at least saying that they're not. Where 40 years ago, they'd say, these poor people need to starve because, they're lazy. They didn't say that. So, I don't believe that. I think that's a waste of time. I think going in, investing all that time to learn how to be a survivor doesn't make any sense. I think you need to be smart. I don't think you should I'm interested in computers. I got a $35 computer, a Raspberry Pi. It doesn't do quite what these expensive ones will, but it works. So I investigated a cheaper option. I think you should always look at your options, but I don't see that going. I don't think you should just move out in the middle of nowhere because something's going to happen when there's so much here. I think that's crazy. So I don't think so. Number one, I don't believe that who's ever in charge, and there are somebody in charge. These financial people are powerful. Don't kid yourself. They tell the president what to do, okay? There's something going on, okay? There's something going on. If you don't believe that, you're a fool, okay? But I don't think they want to bring a collapse, because we already had a terrible collapse. We've had it in a lot of these people's lifetimes. A lot of the older, like Bush, like the old man Bush, there's a lot of people left that remember how terrible it was. And they did not plan that. That was not planned. They didn't want that to come out. That got way out of hand, and they know